Alright, you guys, so this is my 2 video on nursing. I did the first one about just what I do in the ICU, and this video is just about what to expect being a new grad nurse, what I wish I knew, how's it going, all that good stuff like that. So to just sum up this video, it's stressful and it's not enough vodka in the world. Just kidding. Yes, I have been a new nurse now coming on 4 months. I have been working in the ICU and under a nurse residency program. Yeah. As far as is being a new grad what I expected it to be, no. Coming out of school, I kind of already was scared because I felt like nursing, which I'm sure every nurse who graduated nursing school feels the same way. I feel like nursing school doesn't really prepare you to be a nurse. It just prepares you to take the NCLEX, but as far as like real life, it doesn't prepare you, because coming into it, I didn't feel comfortable with IV pumps and hanging IV fluids and charting and just knowing what to do. I felt like I was at a complete loss. Also, just because at different hospitals, you know, we learn like what's the normal potassium, what's the normal calcium. In the hospital setting, it's like, you know, like I know 3.5 is okay potassium, but like in the hospital, they might say, well, no, we want it to be 3.7 or we want it to be a 3.9. So you have to learn not only just new skill sets, but what the hospital likes as well. And it's overwhelming. It's not what I expected. And I don't feel like nursing school prepares you at all to be a new nurse. I do not feel like it does, because again, when you come out of school, I feel like you don't know anything. And it can be quite frustrating at times, because again, like if you're in a room, sometimes seasoned nurses, they expect a lot from you. They kind of expect you to know how to do certain things, and sometimes they side-eye you. Like I didn't know how to do a straight cath, and like I felt like judged sometimes because people are like, you don't know how to do a straight cath, and I was like, no, I don't. And again, because I'm pretty sure nursing school might have been different beforehand, and now it's like it's very just more test-based, education-based. So it can be frustrating at times when you don't know things and you want help and you feel almost embarrassed to ask, like, how do I hang this fluid, or how do I do this, because I haven't done it, or I did it one time in nursing school. Because again, in nursing school, you only have so much time and clinicals, and sometimes, I mean, there's days at clinical where everyone had an IV, everyone had a Foley, you didn't have nothing to do, and or sometimes nurses just didn't feel comfortable with you doing certain things, so you were just SOL. So being a new nurse, that can be overwhelming. It's also overwhelming, just you have all this anxiety because you're trying to be a good nurse, you're trying not to kill no one, you're also trying to do your best and catch on to stuff fast. And there's some days where I felt like I got it, I'm getting it, I'm doing my best, I'm catching on. And then there's some days where I feel like a complete idiot. There's so many like little mistakes that I felt like I made, and I'm not embarrassed to say it, because I know there's sometimes nurses are like, I don't make mistakes. It happens, you know. There's been times where I've been checked by my preceptor, like I'm gonna put an order in that is wrong, I might have looked at the lab wrong, or I charted on something incorrectly, or I was about to mess up with a medication, you know, like hang something without saline or something like that, and I've been checked, and at the moment you feel embarrassed, like, oh, I'm so stupid. But it's good, because it's like when you get peer checked, it shows you to not do it again. It's like, especially before it reaches the patient, that's the best time, like before it reaches the patient, because it shows you like, this is real life, be careful, and also make sure that you never, like all the things that I was checked on before I actually did it, I haven't done it again, because it's like, you know, that feeling of, oh my gosh, this could have been a big boo-boo. Like it will make sure that it will put chills in you almost, and make you realize like, I gotta be more careful. So that does happen. So it has been pretty stressful. It's just overwhelming, because I feel like you just don't know anything, and you could be the smartest student, which I've seen that, like, you know, people were like, oh, I got all A's in nursing school, I was on the D's list, and they're new nurses and they're struggling. They are struggling. They're not getting it. They are really going through it, and this just shows you. And on my floor, there's something where they hire nurses who already been a nurse, like but on like a med surge or like dialysis, and they'll train them in ICU, and they're like, this is hard. This is like starting over. You know, coming into especially critical care, it's a lot on you. I have cried at work twice. I'm just gonna be very blunt with you guys. The first time, it's just a patient. He was fine, and then I think he just got really dehydrated and he like started going downhill. We got him back to where he needs to be, but he was going downhill really fast. And I did what I had to do, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, you handled that so well, da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, thank you. And then I went to the bathroom and I cried because it was so much at one time. I was like, oh my gosh. And another time, again, I cried again because I got overwhelmed. And it's going to happen. There's going to be days at work where you feel overwhelmed, where you feel like this is a lot, especially again being in an ICU setting or any critical care setting, because you can literally have a patient walkie-talkie chilling, and the next thing you know, their map is 30. They're having a seizure. They cold. And you're like, what the? And then it's just like all this stuff is going on. All these meds. You need all these trips. You need all this stuff. And it's scary. And of course, if you're like someone like me who you got into nursing because you genuinely like people, you didn't get into nursing for money, you didn't get into nursing to be cute and scrubbed, you got into nursing because you genuinely love people and want to help people, it really can be a lot because you want everyone to live, you want everyone to be good, and that's not the case, and it takes a lot out of you. And I'm learning to try to keep my emotions in check and to not just stress myself out, which takes time. Any new nurse, you're going to be stressed out because, again, you don't know what the heck you're doing. It's just stressful. So, but it's a process. It's from where I was from day one to now, I'm very proud of myself because I have made a lot of progress. And if you're out there, you have to just take it day by day. It will come. Is it going to come as fast as you like? No, but it will come. You will get better. Your skill set will get quicker. Next thing you know, you're going to be hanging fluids like ain't nobody business, setting up pumps, charting better. It just comes with time, and you just have to give yourself that time. But again, do I think that nursing school prepares you? No. Do I feel like being a new nurse is one of the hardest things? Yes. Are there times where you're like depressed? Yes. Are there times where you're like, I don't want to go to work because I just feel like I'm overwhelmed? Yes. Will you have to deal with sometimes nurses eating their young? Yes. And with that, I haven't experienced that too bad, but there will be times where like a nurse might make you feel like this big because you don't know how to do something, or because you might just ask a question, they feel like you should know it. But don't feel any type of way, because I know my preceptor that I had at the beginning, she was just like, you know, that happened to me, and just tell them like I wasn't born a nurse, which is true. You weren't. I wasn't coming out the womb slinging IVs, titrating drips. So just give yourself that time and make sure people know, like, respectfully, like, I am a new nurse. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm asking questions, because I'd rather ask you a question and you might feel it's stupid, but I don't, instead of just going in there and not knowing and I mess up something, or I'm possibly injuring my patient. So don't ever feel bad for asking the question, because I'd rather ask you a million questions to avoid hurting my patient than just say, well, I don't want to ask them because they might get an attitude and then I end up hurting my patient. No, this is the perfect time when you're in new orientation, because my orientation lasts like 20 weeks in ICU. Med-surg floors, it lasts like 14 weeks. So this is the perfect time when you're under someone to ask questions, to utilize them. Because when you're on your own, you're on your own. So don't feel bad for it. Take in this process. Understand it's a lot. It's going to be overwhelming, but it will be okay. Your schedule is also going to be really sucky because you work under someone and you also have class and just other little things that are expected of you. So you definitely want to make sure that you try to get as much sleep as you can. You try to find a friend maybe on the unit or someone that's a new nurse and try to like connect with them, because they'll understand your struggles too. And again, just pray. Just give yourself off time. Like on my off days, I like to just sleep. I like to relax. I like to just do nothing, because it's a lot. Being a new grad is a lot. And I'm going to just let y'all know, it is not peaches and roses and rainbows. It's very, 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 very stressful. it's a lot on you. You will be overwhelmed. And I have heard from other nurses that this will usually last until you get into like your first year of nursing, and that's when you kind of realize like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Some people have said like 8 months, 9 months, but I've been told that a year is when you kind of know what you're doing. So be patient. Don't let me deter you from anything, but just understand again that it's a lot, it's stressful, but it will be a huge payoff. Things will get better, things will work out. Don't worry, you'll be okay. So yes, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see other videos, I think I want to do some on just I don't know what other videos. Give me some ideas. I know some people, my bag, what I take to work bag, maybe more vlogs, but just let me know. I'm gonna try to do better with videos because I've been lacking and slacking. But let me know and I will get those to you guys. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys.